Let's do that. Hey, hey, let's play the song. Look, y'all, I'm out here late, but you know what? I'm gonna be out here late because it's just the temperature of the world is something else right now. The temperature of people, their energy. Man, we gotta love ourselves. So I'm not coming out here to spew anything in a negative way, in no way, shape, or form. Y'all like my hat? See, I'm gonna represent being a Moorish American. So I went walking today with my best friend. Got this hat. So I do retail these hats. They come from Morocco. They are from Morocco. So my hat's a little unshaped because my locks, they be doing a lot. So, but yes, this month I had to put it on because I wanted to show y'all my little hat, my little fitted hat. But anyway, you know. So not coming on here to spew anything like that, but just to tell you, like, the temperature of the world has to get better. We have to get better. We just got to get better, man. We need to be better. We need to eat better. We need to eat better. That's the only way you could be better, because that's what's gonna open your mind up for real. While I do this, we just going I just gotta listen to my girl. I do not own the rights to this music. But this is some real stuff here. It's my song. This is on my playlist called Eat Your Greens. Flashbacks. I don't need that callback. Eat your greens and relax. I don't need that callback. I'm just chilling for the weekend. I don't need to have a reason. I leave my phone on silent. Oh, do I let it silence? What she says? Eat your greens and relax. Face mask on and chill back. Watch your tea and relax. All I need are my snacks. Lighting on my incense. And I water my plant. Trying to let it out. My thoughts go by like good clouds. I know I'll be alright. Then give my time. Let my body be. In a rush to eat. Sipping on my smoothie. I love my smoothie. Eat your greens and relax. Face mask on and chill back. Watch your tea and relax. She said, eat your greens and relax. All I need is my snacks. Sometimes breathe in and close your eyes, relax your body, stretch your spine, look into the mirror, smile and say, look in that mirror and say, I love myself. I accept myself. I love myself. Like no one else. Like no one else. I love myself. You gotta say this. I love myself. I accept myself. Not acceptance by nobody else. What? Eat your greens and relax. She said, all I want is my snacks. Lighting all my incense and sages. What? We got a haircut. We did a whole haircut. Wow. I don't know. I just get in the mood to be like, just do the thing. I love myself so much. I love myself so much. I could have gave up. Packed my stuff. But I kept trust. I kept doing it. And when the darkness finally passed, there I was. I was love. I was love. I was light. I was light. First time I could really breathe. I was
I am alive. That's why I put greens in my smoothies.
Put greens in them smoothies. I love it.
That's why I call my mama and make sure she's alright.
Yes. I call my mom in another way now. I get to call her from on high. I love me. I love me so much. I love life. Nobody can take that from you when you really do. You know what I'm saying about it? Nobody can really take that away from you. And you shouldn't let no one take that away from you. Because people will show up and try to steal your joy. Some close to you, some far away. They just tend to do these things, right? So let me brighten this. Let me brighten y'all up over here, TikTokers. I love my TikTok. And it is late. It's very late. But what a time to be on, because all my stuff is recorded anyway, and it goes to YouTube. So it doesn't matter what time you're on. Because sometimes whoever needs the message is gonna catch it at that time, right? Whoever needs the message is gonna catch it at that time. Message. Definitely. So and with what I'm going to be some of the stuff I'm going to be playing, probably this is the best time to do it because most younger people should be in the bed, I would hope. And it ain't nothing derogatory like that, but it's just some truth facts that have been spoken. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how much you try to run from the truth, it's gonna find you. No matter how much you try to run from yourself, that truth will find you. You'll find out the truth, because when you find yourself, you can't find nothing but truth. When you find yourself, that's the importance of knowing thyself and knowing God, or knowing Allah. Knowing God, knowing Allah. You got to know self first. Impossible to reach those peaks without that. Know you're good, know you're bad, know that it's in you. Know that you're stirred up with all this, and you choose what plane of manifest to operate on. You really do. So I'm gonna tell y'all about my day. My day has been interesting, very interesting. So much has went on today. There's been so much energy over these past 72 hours, I would say. People you really start seeing people shed their skin, and for no reasons at all. It doesn't even have to be for any really big apparent reason or any of that. People are right now on the attack mode, and they're on the attack mode with anybody and everybody they can attack, instead of taking the time to look within on the mistakes maybe that they've made and what they've played into a situation, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? And, through a reading I had that told me how people see me and what this is and what this is about, the energy has been off the chain since this reading. Really off the chain. But I also understand my assignment. My assignment it may not be for everybody. And it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the assignment I had to show up to do had to be to say, hey, get the message out, no matter how you got to get it out. Whether they accept it, whether they don't. The people that need to accept it will accept it, and we can move on, because they're going to be able to go to the next 2 and the next 3 and the next 4. So for me, a lot of people may think, because, people have thousands and thousands of followers, and then they got thousands of people that watch them. But also knowing, a lot of that stuff is paid advertisement for you to pay for these things to happen. But organically, when you're building organically. You're really out here doing the work. Because as a person that has been in business for myself for over 30 years, you have to learn how to strategize and use what you got to build on it, right? So since I was 19 years old, first job at 14, so you have to learn how to do these things. So mine has been all through experience. Through the experience of of just, I know I want to be a business owner, but what does that look like? Okay. I took these chances on myself, though, loving myself enough to take the chances on myself. And all people need to do that. Like, you have to stop being afraid to take a chance on yourself. And then be mad at the next person because that person's taking a chance on themselves. And they're saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to sit back in this. And I'm not going to, be controlled by this, be controlled by a system, be controlled by anything. I want to find myself enough to where I'm able to expand, where I'm able to assist and guide and help. I'm not here to be nobody's doormat. I'm not here to be anyone's do girl or do boy, as they would say. I'm here to do an assignment that Allah has sent me to do. So even on that assignment, some assignments are for some people and some ain't. And I'm cool with that. So today has been something. It started off, well, I'm gonna tell you, it started off with a disagreement. A minor disagreement that shouldn't even have went as far as it did. So I'm not gonna really go into that. But from that disagreement that happened the other day, there was some messages left to me, and I responded to them. Okay, but before that happened, I decided I'm gonna go into my Sundays to a Sunday school, a MSTA Sunday school. We will say, why is my hair sticking up like that? Amori Science Temple of America Sunday School. And it's a temple that I used to be a sheikah in, right? So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go in here because I love Akhenaten. That's my one of my master teachers. Love him, love him, love him. And as I'm in the class, there is this third person thing going on, and things start saying stuff is being said like, oh, people leave, then they want to go claim something else. Now they want to be an Indian. And hold up. One thing I'm gonna say, and this is what kills me: people will use stuff against you. This is what I'm getting at too. Because as I'm telling you why I've been in business for myself and all this time, the disagreement I had was from a family member that said, well, you've been kicked out of 18 salons. Girl, no, I probably left 18 salons. And if I ever got kicked out of anything, it was because I probably told them people off about their bad business practices. And that's probably why. And even if I did, so what? I take a chance on myself. So you mad and you throw that in my face? It was like the weirdest thing, right? And y'all know I have no problem of ever being transparent because that's not who I am. I'm a person that's very transparent because I know I got a higher self and a lower self. And as I was learning it through the teachers that taught me, I paid grave attention because I pay attention. So even when a teacher tries to play me like I don't pay attention, I pay grave attention. So you don't have to speak in third person at me because then I'm feeling attacked. So then I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing today. Okay. Well, look, if the organization would be organized, people probably would be in the temples. They would be all over in these temples. But as much dirt as people have done people, and this is the part that's unfolding, right? I'm like, boy, people do you dirty. They don't even care. They don't care how they do you. They don't care. People will sit back, tell you, oh, yeah, I'm here for you. I'll do this. I'll do that. And won't show up when they say, won't do these. Your word is your bond. That's always been a thing. I learned that from my ex-husband. He would tell my sons that your word means everything. If you can't stand on your word, you mean nothing. And that's straight up, right? So even when this person attacks me about that, this was after the fact that I came out of this Sunday school where we're supposed to be teaching about character building. I mean, it's a great Sunday school too. I'm all into it in the chat and everything. Then you got to be a sourpuss and here you come with stuff. I ain't attacked you. I've came and apologized to you. I've came to your events. I have invested into stuff that you've done. And I mean thousands of dollars, even down to the new thing. The More Mito is my buddy. More Mito, that's the greatest thing. That's the greatest thing you could have ever turned me on to. Putting mitochondria back in my body. What? I have more energy than I've ever. And it's restoring and it's helping my cells repair themselves. I can feel it in my body. I am a med bed. What? Who need a med bed? I don't, because I've had the technology in my hand for years. I have that technology that's handheld for years and can use it on anyone, right? And I went through this with this teacher. This teacher taught me this stuff, taught me about alchemy, taught me about healing. Started a whole healing ministry, alchemy healing ministry with a teacher where I learned so much. I sat on the phone with doctors, and I mean medical doctors, licensed doctors, and learned this technology and how I could, whether you got a pimple, you suffering from whatever, HIV, whatever you might be suffering from, depression, anxiety, pain, whatever, you on medication. I can remove it and insert an energy into the medication to make it do what it needs to do for you. It's called frequency healing. That's all that a med bed is gonna be. Ain't nobody understands that. So, well, you got sound bowls, we have tuning forks, we have these things. These are tools. And what bothers me is when people feel like you don't know that you have certain tools that you could use to make things happen. So now when this brother's trying to tell me, oh, leaving the temple, brother, I never left the prophet. If you was ever paying attention to anything I'm doing, I've never left the prophet Noble Drew Ali's side. I walked with him in the 1920s. I walk with him today. And when I say that, I mean in the spirit and the energy of Elijah come again. Jesus, the son of Allah, the son of God. I walk in that energy because I understand that energy is within me. I'm the image of Allah. So that energy is definitely in me. So I could walk around. I know I'm a God. Whether I got a turban on, whether I got a hat on, whether I don't, when you know it and it resonates with you and you know it, boy, sourpuss people try to come around and steal your joy for real. But I'm like Kanye. I'm a God. Well, what you want me to say? I'm a nigga? And y'all ain't tired of saying that? Y'all ain't tired of saying that? I'm a nigga. I'm a God. And I know that. And I stand on that. And when you learn to do the work on yourself, you'll find the God in yourself so that you can be a God. But if you don't have the mindset of a God, you'll never know what it is to be one. That's why you got to know yourself. Know thyself, and thy father got a lie. Know thyself. You got to know you. What about you? Your flaws, the things you don't like? Because we all got them. We all fall short of everything. Hey, when temples is falling apart, that's because most people are still learning themselves. I don't care if you a grand sheik, a grand sheikess, a governor, whatever you want to call yourself. What my problem has been with churches, temples, and any of these organizations, whether it's celebrities, because I'm going to get on that too this evening. Because I got something to say about that too. Period. The Chile situation, all that. I have personal relationships with these folks. So I'm going to get into that this evening because what needs to stop happening is people walking around like they ain't got no flaws and they perfect. And because they a grand sheik and they a grand sheikess and they a pastor and they a pastor's wife and they a celebrity and they this and they that they ain't got no flaw. No, you got flaws and you need to start checking yourself. It's called go within yourself. It's called search within thyself to find this. Because when you start searching within yourself to find it, you start finding the most grotesque stuff about yourself. The thoughts you think, the way you move, the way you act, the way you show up for people. Because I know my slate ain't clean. Who? People owe me money and they owe me money, so it makes me owe other people money. Trying to build salons with people. They don't want to do that. These folks want to be slaves to anybody that can tell them what to do. Never to be sufficient on their own and say, dang, that's an opportunity. Literally had an opportunity to buy a building. The bride walked out, came and got her stuff the day I was doing clients. When I tell y'all the dirt that these people do, that's why they call it the dirty South. People ain't used to this latte because they don't understand. I've been in Atlanta, Georgia, not Gwinnett, not Alpharetta. Yeah, I might have traveled to them places to do some hair. But, excuse me, I've lived in the hoods, baby. I've been in the trenches with the trenches of the people. When I hear them talk about a College Park and a East Point and a this and a that and a Camp Creek, but what side of East Point you on? You Cleveland, Washington Road. I mean, it's different parts. Which one you what area of it? You know what I'm saying? But being real enough to know that these things ain't all glitter and gold. These things are not glitter and gold just because that's what you see when you see it. You guys are so caught up in the illusion. Y'all don't realize they casting y'all to be as goofy as people may be today. You're being casted. Central casting is a real thing. I get emails from them all the time. Y'all have worked in Hollywood. I have worked on the sets with everybody. I say that all the time. I got pictures to show it. All you gotta do is go look it up. And when you ain't right within, I don't care how we dress that stuff up. We can make your hair bad, your makeup flawless. We can put you on the bangingest clothes. That does nothing for what's on the inside of you, what's going on inside of you. So, like my girl India Ari says, I'm not that average girl from your video, and I ain't built like no supermodel. But I've learned to love myself unconditionally because I'm a queen. My worth is not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter what I'm wearing, I could be wearing this little $25 jogging suit that I like. No matter what I'm wearing, I will always be Latte Sapali J. Ali if I got to put it on the India Irie. You feel me? Always will be. Always will be. Don't be mad at me because I've been doing the work. So don't turn your nose up at me because I've still done the work. With or without you. I came in more as science off of a boyfriend, brothers. Off of a dude. I was in a civics class and then I came into the temples only because I was dating a Moor that was teaching me so much that it intrigued me and it made me want to go deeper. I never went to none of these temples because I was looking for no husband. Because that ain't what I'm looking for. I was looking for myself. Because when he was even teaching me, he kept saying, yeah, you act like this. Like it was very browbeating. But yet, once I really got into the lessons of this Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, it started unfolding to me. Some people may have to go to all kind of different things because the prophet did. It's a compilation of all things. But I also grew up 7-day Adventist, so I'm not new to none of that. From the womb, I was in the church. So my people practiced what the Moors practiced, but had to hide the facts so my family wouldn't get taken out. But then you gonna tell me what to claim? I can claim what I want. Because my ancestors had land. My ancestors were frozen in the mountains. Brother, don't tell me my story because you still trying to understand yours. I don't know why people like to attack people when people are finding out who they are. Because you haven't sat down to do enough work within yourself. So now you want to come attack the next person. Unfair. Because we're all doing our best to unfold into who we are. We all are doing our best. And some people don't just want to continue to be a follower because man loves to follow. He hates to lead. So because I decided I want to lead over my life and I want Allah to be the head, I don't want to keep following no man that keeps leading me down the pathway that ain't taking us nowhere. But when I continue to follow Allah, when I continue to stay in the word, when I continue to keep my studies up on this science, I unfold daily. I unfold daily to understand why I may act this way. Why is this causing this? Why? And I have to sit back and look. Even with losing my mom, in the same week losing my son, Some days tears may come. Some days they might. So I'm not saying I'm the strongest. I ain't trying to be. But yet, because I've studied so much of these lessons, I understand. I'm still unfolding. Don't get it twisted, because like I said, tears still come. I still have emotions. Still a real person. That's why. I'm still a real person. And that's been the problem. People treat you like just like that subject that they treat you as. We're going to get into that. They treat you as a subject and not a real person. Your everyday relationships, people are treating you as a subject, as a noun, a person, place, or a thing, but they're not really treating you really in the essence of love. They're not giving you no love. They fake loving. They fake supporting. They fake down for you. Because being real is the new fake. Tony Jones told us that. Being real is the new fake. Shout out to my girl Tony Jones. Because I give honors to anybody that's taught me. No matter if I watch one thing on yours, if I paid to come to one of your classes, I take that serious when I invest in myself. So I've invested in myself over the past 10 years. I've invested in myself over the past times that I've been in business for myself because I had to. That's the only way you're going to get out of this industry, if you invest in yourself to have the best tools, to have the best this. Baby, please, is you telling me? I understand how to use tools. And when the prophet gave the lessons on the tools, I started buying those tools: a square, a plummet, a hammer, a compass, all of these things. So I can understand what is the dynamic of this. How does this work? Why is he saying to use this? It's not just there because it's there. No, he's saying to use it for a reason. So all things are tools, whether you're going back to do your DNA genetics or whatever it is. Don't tell nobody what they're doing is wrong, because this is the way they're finding themselves. We go where we find ourselves best. Sometimes it's not in a church and it's not in a temple, because you got to understand, this is the temple. This is the church. How are you treating this? Because as the lesson was today on the creation and fall of man, the creation, you're the creator and create your own. The creation and fall of Latte J. Bay. Put yourself in the equation. Straight up. I've been understanding that, though, since my teachers have been teaching me. Put yourself in it. Stop trying to put somebody else in there, because now you would put man in it. Prophets ain't at them tombs you think they at. These are the spirits that have embedded into the people to be their highest essence. So these are energies. These are frequencies. They're not a physical person. Because once you understand, you're not the body nor the soul, but a spirit and a part of God and a part of Allah. However, whatever language it has to come to you in, the prophet brought it in a language of our own. He sure did. I don't read Arabic. So I can't pick up a Quran and decide I'm going to say, oh, all of these things that I don't even know what I'm talking about. So am I going to sit up here and fake the fun and do all that? I'm not. I've been a Bible baby my whole life, and then I came into this Holy Quran. And if the lessons are the same, if you telling me these prophets, whether it's Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, Jesus, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, etc., if they brought lessons, these lessons tie together. They tie together as one, because it's only one supreme understanding. That's a mathematic of the day that the 5%ers talk about. Isn't it one, only one supreme? Because it's only one, that source that it comes from. The oneness. The oneness. And as this oneness that we are, we have to start operating as such. How are you changing for, how are you being different for your people, for your nation? Now what can your nation do for you? Y'all keep wanting this expect, you want these exceptions from others. And I'm gonna play a video where it's these exception of others that I feel we still all want so bad. That there's even people that want to be in these high positions that still want control over the minds of the people. That is played out. Nobody's trying to be nobody's what would you call it? Like I said, dummy in any way, shape, or form. So, there's a young brother that I really love. I love this young brother. Because every time he speaks, he goes hard. Now don't get it twisted. He holds back nothing he feels. And the way he's saying it, right? I mean, you would like to say things to your people in a more softer way. But him being in the number one, the energy, the generation that he probably has to deliver in this way. Because I know Charleston White does that to people, and people get upset because he cusses and all this. So please excuse the language. I mean, I don't know if this TikTok gonna act funny on it or what, but he's speaking his truth. He's saying what is the truth. We have to stop hiding from these things because these are the things that are stopping us. And I'm not gonna play it yet, my brother. I'm not even gonna play it yet. We're gonna hold off for a second. These are the things that are stopping us because we don't realize what we're doing to ourselves. We don't realize what we do to others, how it affects them. Sometimes we don't even care how it affects them. So, and I would care less if this got out or not, because I don't. At this point, people got to know that you have hurt people in the past, and when I hear you say that you don't do people like that, and I heard this from a particular celebrity, I don't do people like that. It's a particular celebrity that I have worked with. And I want to say this, so because I took up for this particular celebrity too. Even this is years ago. She did me like this. I'm working on the set of her show. Was her hairstylist for over 2 years. Colored it, trimmed it, whatever. Updoed it. Because the first season of that show, her hair looked a mess. I'm just gonna put it like that. She had a season 2. I was her hairstylist. I got her from a magazine shoot that I was doing for the free ski to get my portfolio built up in Atlanta. See, I had to go to Atlanta and build from the dirt. I didn't get to go out here and be like, oh, because I could put on a lace front. I had to know how to cut, color. Because if you don't know how to do that lady's hair, baby, she'll walk out on you. This lady will walk out on you if you pulling out the wrong tool, if you saying the wrong thing, if you talking about what you want her to look like, she will up and bounce on you. I was able to get her as a client. But the mistreatment of this woman, the mistreatment that came from her, and then the stuff she said that she don't know, I know she said. And when the stuff came up on TMZ today, I did leave a comment and stated, like, you don't remember, for you to say you don't do that to people. You heard me at a time when I was raising 4 sons by myself, single. I sat out your side of your house for 2 hours because you hadn't taken your son to school yet. And you told me I had to wait. Now I told y'all this, I've left my babies at home to come on set. But you signing my check. This check is a nice check, making good money. So what I understand when people bow down to their stuff, they bosses and they jobs because that's their money. But there has to come a time when the respect, baby, has to be there. Whether you're signing my check or not, don't disrespect me. And you told somebody, because you knew I turned you on to a product and everything. You told somebody, oh, I'm just doing her a favor. How you doing me a favor? Well, I'm watching you lay up with all these brothers. How you doing me a favor? You ain't doing me no favor. I got 4 children at home. I'm not trying to find no man to be with. Hurt, right? But I let the other lady know, the executive producer, I told her, I'll never do her hair again. I could care less. Because what these celebrities try to do, they try to belittle you. They try to make you feel less than when you going through your own stuff. Why you need to extend a check? Why you need to pay me this week and next week? Why you need to do that? But in the end, you the one that still get hurt in the end. Not saying that particular one, but it's been others because I've done many of them. But this is my problem. Stop walking around like you ain't got no flaws, like you ain't did nothing. Because you have. You've hurt people in the past. And a lot of times those hurting from the past, because somebody hurt you, so now you hurting the next person that you know may not got it like that. Everybody on set is driving Jags and this. They ain't got no children. The makeup artist ain't got no children. The stylist ain't got no children. I have 4. I drive an hour away from my house to come and sit in front of your house for 2 hours until you take your son to school. The most dirtiest stuff ever. And you didn't think stuff was going to come back and find you? You didn't think stuff was going to come back and bite you in the behind. Everything comes back to bite you in the behind. Whether you owe somebody some money and they call it out, oh, she owe me some money. Yeah, people owe me money too. I can speak on so many that be in the news, and I'm like, dang, that girl right there owe me. She might be in a conflict with the tipsters and the tiny, but she owe me some money. Never probably thought she would be on national TV and be seen, and I'll be like, that lady owe me money. And when I'm owed money, that makes me owe other people money. That don't feel so good. But y'all get to walk around in these nice cars and these houses and things like that. The fakery has to stop. I'm so tired of the fakery. Stop it. Because y'all have done people wrong. And you've hurt people, baby, indirectly or directly. If you didn't know, you had to feel some kind of way on the inside. Because the word on the street is you're not the kindest person. So when they come up in the news, it don't shock me. When any of this stuff is happening, it don't shock me. Central Casting used to hire me all the time. If I was in Atlanta, I'd probably be working on a different world. I got the casting for a different world as a hairstylist. Excuse me? But I understand what Central Casting is about too, though. It's a setup for y'all goofy people that want to go out and be protesting and getting paid, and then the whole advertisements on Craigslist. Really, y'all? Like, this is how they play in your face. This is how they play in your face on a constant, consistent basis, even on these social media platforms. They flag your pages, they take them down, they tell you restricted because they don't want the truth out, because the truth is them. We need to be talking about them. Make them shut it down. Shut it all down then. Because y'all done played in our face long enough. Y'all have played in our faces long enough. Especially us, the copper-colored people, because we've been going through this for 500 years. Y'all want to talk about 47 years, 500, baby. 500. And our babies is still getting knocked out on the street daily, either by police or each other. 500 years, ain't nobody spoke up for us. My brother's right. Ain't nobody said nothing for us. And y'all still sit here docile and goofy like deers and with headlights. It shocks you because these people been playing in your face and you don't want to believe it. But when this bad boy gets shut down and ain't nothing you can depend on but yourself, what you gonna do then? Because it's coming to it, baby. It is about the have and the have not. but it's about those that believe and the unbelievers. Because those that trust God, know thyself to know God, and are operating in that same essence, their best daily. He said, choose a side, because I don't want you lukewarm. Either hot or cold, or I'll spew you out my mouth. To me, that sounds like a pregnancy. I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds like a morning sickness. It sounds like a woman saying, keep it up. Lukewarm, I'm going to spew you up and spit you out. Because we got to stop playing with God. If you know you a God, walk in your God essence. But can't nobody tell you you're not. No temple is going to define that. No church is going to define that. You have to go find that within yourself. It's a journey, and the journey don't stop. So it don't stop at a temple. It don't stop at a church. It don't stop at a school. It don't stop at your job. This is a journey that continues when you knowing thyself. It makes you closer and closer to Allah, closer and closer to source. Like I said, you may not move in the most perfect way, and that's all right. Who's perfect around this bad boy? Show me one. Everybody want to point fingers, but won't point three back at themselves. Your finger was scrolling. You don't know how to use technology. You're a whole recording artist. Just tell the truth if that's the way you was feeling. Say that's the way you feel. Say it. Say that. Because you've been done dirty too. That's the crazy part. I know you've been done dirty too. So, of course, all you're doing is projecting. And that's all right, because we all got to heal. We all got to heal. Everybody has to. It's not about being accepted. I'm tired when I speak up for policy and procedure. People want to, you a Trump. I don't care what you think I am. What I am is understanding policy and procedure, not understanding them because they look like me. No, I don't know what it's like. I've been a business owner. I haven't answered to nobody like that. So if that's your comfort, that's your comfort. It's not mine. I look to excel. I look to go ahead. I look to move forward, to build an empire. Because just to get you straight and help you out, whether you knew it or not, teachers or none. Because I learned this from a master teacher, and I wish I had my notebook so I could tell you who it was. Because it was either Rod Hayes or it was Bobby Hemmett. I can't remember. But the dynamics and the breakdown to this was amazing. And I seen how it unfolded. I am speaking industry hypocrisy and past mistreatment. And I wish other stylists and makeup artists would speak up. Instead of sitting so docile, because they use y'all. I was the first of the reality TV out of Atlanta. So we made money. They just want these girls to do their hair to have a name. Now they don't even want to hire the people to do their hair on set. This is an art we do. This is a science we do. Really? I've been a scientist my whole life. So more science didn't make me one. I understand how to formulate. So when I went into the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America and learned how to go into it, I started formulating. I started looking at it as I did in chemistry. This is interesting. Then as I continued to unfold, I started seeing things for what it is. That's how I was able to really start seeing people and understanding why I was chosen to be in these spaces with these people. Why I was chosen to be these people's hairstylist. How I have all these magazine covers with anybody and everybody you can imagine. Most likely I worked with them in some kind of way. But the mistreatment that comes from these people is next level. They can be dressed up, singing gospel, doing whatever they want to do. their character ain't that same thing they put on for y'all. They're central casting too. They've been casted to play a role for you. Why are they called actors and actresses? Entertainers. Because that's what they're there to do, to entertain you. But you don't know their personal lives. You don't know how they move in their personal life. And people will swear they know these people personally. You don't. They've been selling our babies. They've been taking the wounds of our women and selling them off. Yeah, they're doing it in other places, but they've only been doing it 47 years. They've been doing it here 500. Y'all got nothing on us. None of y'all got nothing on us. I don't care what you say you is. You got nothing on the copper colored people of here, of these Moors over here. Y'all have nothing on us. A lot of y'all came and took over with y'all's folks. So y'all have nothing on us. This 500 years of us getting beat down. And y'all coming over here, sending folks over here, selling them over here so they can help the colonizer colonize our stuff. That's how this happened. Most of them that claim they came on a slave boat, they wasn't that. They came over here helping the colonizer. Call it what you want. Because why they asking for reparation? They asking for your reparation. It ain't enough money to pay us. You owe money and land and compound interest. That's what I love about Donald Trump. He knows that. He know what they owe. He had to be put in this position to play the role. Y'all don't even realize how it has to be given back because it'll be done in a way that won't be told in words. Most of our people will miss the bus. They have missed the bus. Everybody move to the back of the bus. Do you want to? Oof, boy. But I have to play this young man before I get off of here. Because what he's saying is so truth and such facts. I don't even, yeah. What he's saying is such truth and such.
If I'm in the field, I'm a God. I'm in the house, I'm a God. Where I'm at, I'm a God. I'm not a nigga, field nigga, house nigga, none of that. So I don't feel accomplished when, white people and that. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You owe me. They put your moms in a fucking pot, bro. You don't feel that because you've been conditioned not to feel that. And this is why we need schools to educate us on what happened in our Holocaust and what still goes on in our Holocaust so we can channel that energy where it needs to be. Pinocchio has to stop going at Pinocchio. And the Pinocchio.
Listening to my brother, I'm going to stop it right there because it's the truth. Y'all got to stop going at each other because you're mad, because you're angry, because you're jealous. Fake support is a mug. Fake support is a mug. I will tell you the truth.
Have to unite.
Fake support is really a thing, right? It's really a thing here. I want to tell you this because my brother B Dale. I love my B Dale. Give on shout out to B Dale. You gotta give shout out to the people that you know is really like you're learning stuff from, you're gravitating. If you had a message, they might have had the same message. Because I'm telling y'all, I didn't see this till after all the stuff went down. Then I see this post, right? Shout out to B Dale. Word up. It says, fake support is just polished jealousy. When a chosen one levels up, the same people who ignored your come up suddenly clap just loud enough to mask their envy. They ain't really proud of you. They just don't want to look like a hater while you ascend without them. They throw compliments with crooked smiles, likes with hidden spite, and I'm proud of you, laced in spiritual side-eye. Just know we see and feel you. I know I'm a chosen one because I was birthed from a chosen one. And you are your mother. The child is only as good as the mother is. So you're your mother. My mom wasn't perfect, but she didn't take no stuff neither. She worked hard and she didn't play hard enough. She didn't do the things that she really deserved to do. But I'll do them for her in the honor of my mother because I understand the form might not be there, but the spirit and the energy still lives. And with me being a part of her, she's closer to me than my jugular vein. That's the closest place you can meet Allah, is in the heart. But it has to be the heart of your mind, not your physical, emotional heart that gets all stirred up when things go down and things don't go your way. Not that heart. Talking about this one. There's one embedded in the mind. It for real. It's a whole alignment that happens. But no one can ever tell you the work you're doing, because then that means they're trying to tell you what your relationship is. And your relationship with Allah or Source, the Most High, God, is personal. It's a personal one. So people may try to look and think they seeing. You got on rose-colored glasses. You're not seeing. I promise you. Because whatever you're assuming, you're just assuming it. Because you've never supported nothing I did. Not even being under your leadership. And that's with any of them. Whether I'm coming to give you a service as your hairstylist, I understand what that is. Put me in the room with a million hairstylists. They can't get with my customer service, I promise you. I have a lot of personality. I can talk to anyone, so I can attract anyone. I don't put a wall up because I understand everyone is energy and frequency. It's not based on your skin color. You could tell me that all day long when black folks treat each other worse than anybody. And I can go down the street and be sitting in the restaurant having a coffee and have the best conversation with someone that's not my color. I don't need acceptance from anyone. I'm not looking for it. I've done the work. Majority of the stuff people send me, I've done the work on that. If you've been following me, if you've been paying attention, even if you subscribe to the channel. But even those that subscribe to the YouTube channel don't ever watch the videos. Most of the stuff y'all's talking about right now, I did the stuff a year ago or two. Been saying it. Been saying it. Not saying I'm the first to say it, but I've been taught by the greats. I've paid for classes to be in there with Billy Carson and Dr. B. Serious. I paid for the Pills classes before. I've sat in and listened to these master teachers teach. Would love to sit at the feet of Bobby Hemmett. The best way I could get a Bobby Hemmett is YouTube and where I see him. But if he was ever to appear, and he's a Sag, the bombest energy ever, and speaks that stuff, because I loved Panic. I paid $150 for a 10-hour lecture. Let me tell y'all something. I have invested into my knowledge. Because y'all go to college and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars. I invested in my own knowledge of self so I can master self. I'm not trying to master somebody else's stuff. I want to master me. So I paid for these things. It was a 10-hour lecture with Dr. Phil Valentine, his wife, brother Panic, B.O.B. It was dynamic. I sat there for 10 hours and took notes for 10 hours. Rod could do a live. I have notes back in Atlanta. Rod did a live. It might have went 4 hours. I was there the whole 4 hours with a pen and pad, taking notes, researching. So even when I go in and I'm hearing these brothers talk, I go and I check the receipt myself. So when I come back, I ain't just regurgitating because I heard these folks say something. I'm going to tell you the truth. I want to check and see what it's all about. But what I also do, I make sure, let me go find me in this. And if I can't find nothing dealing on the Drew Ali to find thyself, I don't even mess with it, to be honest with you. But there's majority out of the times, if whatever I've learned from them, if I teach anything on it, I went to learn about it. Let me tell you, I use AI to my advantage. I sure do. It makes my logos, my advertisements, because I would be paying people a lot of money. I took classes on how to do AI. So I stay with my education because coming from a hairstylist background, you got to always know what's next. So you better invest in your education. So some classes you're going to pay 1,000 for, some 500, some 40. It depends. I have a certification in dream catchers. I don't just get on this platform and run my mouth. I have many gifts and talents that I use. I have an apothecary that's been doing very well. It's helping the community. So never tell me what I'm doing just because I ain't announcing what I'm doing. It got to be an announcement. It shouldn't have to be because you don't need to do stuff for the because you trying to show people you doing something. Do it because you have the heart to do it. Do it because that's where it's coming from. Nobody has funded my business before but my mother. Ain't nobody gave me a loan for a salon. Every salon I've ever had of my own, I worked for it out my pocket, including the one in Atlanta. So please never tell me what it takes to build. I've been a builder my whole life. I've been a builder my whole life. So coming to Drew Ali and understanding what this building is of this character, I had to find my flaws. I had to look at my flaws. I had to wonder what these issues was. Why I keep attracting these people. Why do people keep misusing me? Because I'm misusing myself. Even through those celebrities, misusing myself. You feel me? What? Huh? No. What you mean? Oh my God. No, it's not.
You okay? No, I was just coming to see you know. Still was down for that.
I am.
Still, okay.
I am. Look, thought we had a flood. Was thinking there was a flood. Almost, but not quite. The thing popped out of the sink and made water come on the floor. But anyway, as I was saying, we'll go back to this journey, the journey of being on of finding self, but also knowing, hi, hey, Islam, finding self, but also in finding self, being all right with the flaws in yourself. You're not perfect. And when you can be all right with that, there's a there's something that's gonna come out of you when you're all right with that. You're all right with the mistakes you made. Okay, I made them. Can't go back and fix them. They're done. You can't. But you must learn from them. Learn from them and move on and say, okay, let me learn. What was my lesson out of this? Because I even have to do that when in even dealing with whether it's family or whatever. Like you have to. It's just some things, and I'm realizing that I've lost family members. Pretty much. I know it's done. It's done. It's not gonna be anymore. Because the disrespect has to stop. And it's not gonna stop. So that shows there's no growth or change. When you call people out and you want them to take accountability, they get mad at you. But why? I'm learning to be accountable. So in me learning to be accountable, I only want to be surrounded with those that are accountable. So whether it's a sister, a brother, like, nah, man, a child. As I said, and I'm so glad you're here, my love. But as I was telling people before, my son was sentenced. Well, his sentence was the day before my mom's birthday. He got found guilty the day before her funeral, or was the week of his birthday, the day before her funeral. Yes. So in that courtroom, hearing them try to paint me as a bad person, because as I was saying, my son says things messed him up as a child. Me and his dad not being together, this part, right? But they grew up in a two-parent home. I was married to their dad forever. So when they say these days nobody got no dad and da da da, that's a lie. Stop. Y'all need to stop with that. It's more daddies than you can imagine. Now, whether they're here and not just here, there's a difference. Some of them are just here and not here. So as I was even speaking the other day, we don't choose wrong. We're only doing what is right, what we think is we're supposed to do, or what we've seen happen, right? So we may have a mate based off of that. Well, I had a mate, I already had one son, but he came in his life at 1.5 to have 3 more after, right? For 18 years, 21 on paper. So nobody can say that, oh, they didn't grow up this way. But when I heard the way it affected him as a child, I had to sit in it. I had to sit in it. I couldn't be mad. At first it did. It hit me in my chest like, oh, what? What'd you say? Because my mom's instability. Because I'm moving from place to place to take care of my children. So this is what threw me about the sister throwing it up in my face. To me, you been kicked out of 18 shops. I've never been kicked out of 18 shops. I probably had to move around so much because becoming a woman single, raising 4 sons, it was a lot of moving around because I couldn't be on the streets with my children. That's my story. That ain't everybody's story. That's my story, though. I never gave up on them. They were never they were never none of that, y'all. I figured it out. Whether it's to stay in the hotel, it didn't matter. We learned how to come together. We learned how to live as a family. We had to because all we had was each other. I had them, they only had me. My son was so young then coming back to finish school. So you think one thing, it's what you see. But as my best friend was telling me today, we can't tell these children what they're feeling. That's what they feel. Maybe they don't know it from the lens that you know it, because they don't. They don't know it from the lens of their parent. But they feel hurt. They feel betrayed. They feel all of these things. But you still got to be able to sit back and say to yourself, let me figure out where my accountability comes in. Where did I go? What did I? And it's not that you did anything wrong. You were just learning how to be a parent and moving in a way of, I'm just learning how to be a parent. I don't know. Ain't nobody gave me a blueprint, no book on it. You can read many of books. It takes the experience of being a parent. I never gave up on my children, even through this whole cycle of my son going what he's going through. Being a free national person, not understanding you should have never got no kind of, you should have kept it in what I gave you. You didn't even realize what I gave you. But then I had to start thinking, it goes back to what the prophet said. It'll be 50 years before you know what I left you. It'll be another 50 years before you learn it. I feel that comes from your mother too. Because most elders really start getting into their spirituality as they get older, when they're past 50. Your spirituality starts to change after 50. You start looking at things from a different lens and perspective, baby. You is like, after 50, you're not on that same nonsense. You can't be. You don't want to be, honey. You don't want to be. You ain't on that same nonsense. You're not. Your spirituality is raising, your vibration is raising. That's why you'll see elders really tied into the church. As I think about it, I said it's Drew Ali again. 50 years before you know what I left you. Another 50 years before you'll learn it. We it's like we're over that, cuz like even from the time that he was here, the time that has passed, what have we really accomplished? But hatred, lewdness, slander, unaliving, everything that harms. That's all that we've accomplished. We've accomplished everything in our lower selves that could be done. When are we gonna say, let's try the higher self? How about we go try God for real? How about become what you say you claim you know? You claim you know these scriptures. You claim you know this. You claim you can speak 15 different languages. You claim you can do all of these things. Be what you know then. And since you can all this out of this Quran and this Quran, go teach it to the world then. Because he said take it to the four corners of the earth. So go teach it to the world then. Why you ain't out there teaching it? Why you not out there teaching it? I never stopped. Because I come on here and I might come on here later than you, around your time. You not on social media when I am. You don't know what I'm doing. Because I ain't never seen you come on and like nothing, follow nothing. But when it's a business opportunity and y'all want somebody to spend some money with you, you sure know how to hit that button in. And that's sad. That's how people use you. This is how your people use you. And I don't have no problem supporting nobody. And I love and I appreciate the support from everyone that has supported me over these past, what has it been, like a cycle or so, 7 days, 8 days. I appreciate, love y'all for that. For real, because y'all don't have to spend with me. But I'm going to tell you, every herb I touch, everything I do, I make sure my energy is on high. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not mixing it. Because this has to go in someone's body. This has to, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a body butter, a hair butter, a tea, a spiritual bath. No, this has to touch. My hands have always been that way. These is the hands that Allah made. These is the hands I made. The energy that I hold in my hand, y'all don't understand. I make hair grow that don't grow. All I got to do is start manipulating it. All my fingers got to do is touch it. My fingers understand the energy exchange. So even when I'm blending herbs for people, shout out to my sister Isha. I got to always give her a shout out, because if it wasn't for her teaching me, being around her and learning about these things, I wouldn't know anything about them. Well, I probably would know something about them, but in the essence of the way I know them and am learning them, because I'm still learning a lot of them and how they work and what they do. But still, there's a magic in that, what I do. I'm not just blending the tea because that's what it's to do. I'm not just throwing stuff together. No, I'm taking the time to know, what is this going to help with? This is going to help with the blood. This is going to help with their anxiety. This is going to help with sleep. This is going to help them relax. Whatever that is. And I drink my teas, so I know what really helps. What has helped me. What has helped heal me. The body heals itself. The only disease is in your mind, because your thoughts are so disease driven. They have so much dis-ease in them that they affect the body. So your anger, your frowning, your yelling, your all of that affects the body. It's a dis-ease to the mind and the body. So can you imagine what it's doing to the soul and the spirit and everything else? It's just energy all out of whack. And not understanding, when you're in these energies, you're only going to attract the energy you are. This is a character building thing. He taught me that. My teacher, one of them. Brother John taught me many things too, though. But Brother John taught me from an ancient perspective too. To dig deeper, to go a little deeper, go over there to Edgar Casey, go over there to this, find the prophet. If you don't find the prophet, put it down. Sometimes I don't find the prophet in a lot of you so-called people that lead these temples. That's why I left. The prophet wasn't in that building no more. The prophet was tired of playing with y'all. Because y'all playing with the energy and playing with the spirit because you feel you can. No, I won't be a part of that takedown of them charges. Because people think it's all right to mistreat other people. People think it's all right to try to come at them in a certain way. But I understand these things. And I see you. I see all of you. That's why I come out here like that. I ain't scared. Don't show you. I'm seeing them. I see you too. I see you too. So all of that we have to shift it all in order to love more. But that love has to start with you in everything you do. That's what you're going to unfold into. Your true self is going to show. I don't care how much you know. You can speak 18 languages, know this Quran, that Bible, that Torah, this, that. You can do all of that. What is your character speaking? Because that's what it's about. How are your actions? What kind of actor are you in this world drama? What role are you playing? Are you helping the colonizer out by agreeing to the nonsense? Because I'm telling you, a lot of y'all have helped them out, and a lot of y'all are still helping them out. And it's sad to see it. Because you'll dish your own family because they don't agree with what you agree with. Some people diss their own children because they mad at them because they think something else. Hey, stand in your truth. Don't let nobody tell you you can't stand in your truth. Stand in it. Be what you say you are. Because I'm telling you, you gonna see everybody be who they say they are. We can dress it up all we want to dress stuff up. The veil has lifted. It ain't no more veil, y'all. There's no more veil to this thing. No more. Zero, zilch, it's gone. So the fake leadership, the fake support, the fake all that fake stuff is done with. Show up and be who you say you are. And that should show in your everyday life. And it shouldn't take for you to have to come on a screen and be that. You should be that everywhere you go. If you are Moorish American Muslim, you should be in that same character everywhere you go. Don't choose when to do it. That's what everybody do. They play in the church with it. They play in the temples with it. They play in the synagogues with it. You gonna choose the rule that fits you. Everything else you're gonna ignore. But that's been the problem. You've been reading too many parables. Coming from this Quran, you got to really learn for real. And you got to go through them instructions and go through them. They would take us from the back to the front, back to the front, back to the front. Because that's really the way you should be reading things. Even if you pick up a Bible and read it in that way, you're going to stop now. If you pick up a Bible and read it in that way, you're going to get a total different, you're going to get some different energy from it. I've even done it where I've sat there and was reading literally from right to left. And seeing how, wow, it unfolds differently. So I've had amazing teachers. So for a teacher to hate because the student decided that teacher couldn't take them anywhere else, it was time to excel. It was time to ascend. Friday day is our holy day. Why? Because it was on a Friday was when man was formed in flesh. And it was on a Friday when he departed flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. That's what that's about. That's what that's about. For all. It ain't just for you because you can speak it. It's for all. It's done in a universal language. So you're able to go teach it. If you have these connections, if you got the connections with these people, why you ain't teaching it? Ain't nobody put y'all on no missionary trip to go over there and teach it. Because they know. And I got relationships over there. And they know. Why you don't know? How everyone else know? Huh? Like to know. So, like I said, this thing came either from Rod or Bobby Hemmett, and I might be jumping around. This is why I have to do the note thing a lot when y'all see me do it, because I got to stay on point, right? So he said, it says, and it made sense. It makes so much sense the way this goes. Two families make a tribe. Two tribes make a clan. Two clans make a kingdom. Two kingdoms make an empire. We got to be a family first. We got to know what a clan is and a tribe is. It's like a gang. But gangs are supposed to get together. You C's and B's was supposed to get together and become the two gangs was supposed to become, I guess that would make the clan. Them two clans was supposed to become a kingdom. I wish I had my thing. For some reason, I think I'm missing something. That's why I don't like doing this without my notes. But they're in Atlanta, so I'm trying to think off my brain, right? As he unfolded that, the more I kept looking at it, I said, wow, that is an unfoldment for your behind. Because I love listening to some Rod Hayes. Love him. I love Taj Tariq Bey. I love me some doggone Asir, the Duke of Tears. I can listen to them all day. I love my red pill and blue pill. I sat at the feet of these people, and I ain't said it as Sears. I ain't said at his feet. But that blue pill and red pill, amazing. They've taught me a lot. So more science ain't just came from one person for me. I listen to the masters teach. Taj Tariq Bey, I have flash drives of his stuff. Have I read all of it? No, I haven't. But I still do the studying to make sure that I'm in alignment. You know what I'm saying? To stay in alignment with what's going on. So piece by piece, I'm getting through it. But I'm saying if you don't invest in yourself to learn yourself, not invest in yourself because it puts on for the man and it makes sure that invest in you to be the best you can be. When you go out here and you're invested in you're going to school and you're doing that for them. You're not doing that for you. You're not even loving yourself in that space. You're doing it for them. You're doing it so you can be more accepted by them. But you got to learn how to start doing stuff for you. But I always feel the only way you can find that character is through the Moorish Science Temple of America, honey. All day. I will never deny that. If you find a good temple, please go to it, visit it, be there. But be involved. One thing I'm not going to do is sit in no temple, no church, no synagogue, or anything and just sit there to hold space. I need to be active. I'm an active Moor. I'm not a passive Moor. So if I got to be active by myself, it don't take a temple for me to be active. And it shouldn't take a temple for your temple should be, you should love this temple enough to be active. That's what you should do. But in doing so, if we working better on these temples and making these temples more active. It's going to help our energy expound out that vein that I talked about. That vein, that these places connect us through these veins, through these waters, through these ley lines, is the same cords that bound us together. See, I can see the profit. I can see the science in anything I'm studying. Because now I'm understanding how to unfold that, how you find it. Study to show yourself approved and never sell one book. That's why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali did a compilation. My first teacher taught me eat from this daily. This one, and it hasn't not steered me wrong one time. So because I don't read Arabic, I don't go into the Quran of Mecca or Muhammad in Arabic. I don't know Arabic, right? So I become very intimidated by it. But when the prophet is speaking and my teacher would say, eat from this every day. Eat from it every day. That's your food. Eat from that circle 7 daily. That's your food. That's why when Jesus was in the wilderness for them 40 days and 40 nights and his friends came and found him, he was dealing with himself. He was in the wilderness of this, dealing with himself. So in dealing with himself, he became very hungry. But eating from these lessons can feed you on a daily basis. It can help you align yourself. It can help you build your character better. That's why the prophet left these lessons. So that we would work on ourselves. Not for the approval of man. Not because we're trying to get a bunch of likes and clicks. But because we should be working on ourselves for ourselves. And in doing so, your reflection, what you reflect out and project out to the world, is bigger than the clothes, the jewelry, any of that. Because your turban, your fez, these things should be worn on the heart at all times. You should show up as that whether you got it on or not. Whether you got it on or not. You should show up in that. Because your character should spew that. More love. Mores are love. That's what they're supposed to be. Everybody wants to talk about the ones that were the dirty ones. Okay. And a lot of y'all got dirty people in your family. So are they the dirty ones too? Because I just told y'all a lot of them came over here to help them. And they look like you. But never has screamed for you. Never has really chanted for you to say, stop doing that to them people over there. Stop taking them babies' lives over there. America standing up for the whole world. And ain't nobody ever stood up for America. Ain't that something? 500 years of getting our butts whooped. 500 of getting our butts whooped. And they screaming 47. Sometimes I say, I just don't know. That's why at this point, I'm like, whether I'm in a temple, whether I'm not, at the rate all this is going, this mug may blow any minute. So where's the faith? This mug can blow any minute. Temples and all, courthouses catching on fire in Rome, Georgia, and all that. Come on, Remus and Rameless, however you say that name. But this is what's going on. These things are happening in real time. Tomorrow you could wake up and everything you had today is gone tomorrow. Everything you have today could be gone tomorrow. That's how inappreciative we are. Like I say, we turn our back on ourselves. We turn our back on Allah. Allah don't turn back on us. We turn the back on ourselves. Because we don't know we gods. If we knew we was gods, we wouldn't turn our back on ourselves. But because you don't see it, you don't think it's real, so you turn your back on it every time. But that's just a finite way of thinking. And we have to stop thinking in such a finite way. More higher essence, more higher vibrations, more of that. Because our babies are angry, they're hurt, their feelings are hurt. As parents, we've done some things to these children, whether it was the struggle we went through, whether it was the habits we had, whether it was who we was with, they didn't agree with it, whatever the case may be, they feel the way they feel. We have to realize they're hurting more than we can imagine. And a lot of them are just returned energy. And they're carrying a vibration that, baby, they will tear this thing up. Okay? And it could take our babies totally, completely up out. So I'm gonna leave y'all with my, let me say this. I'm gonna leave y'all with my this is so cute. Because I want to play his video, but I'm sure they're gonna end up flagging this TikTok if I do that. Because he's going in. My young man is going in. I'm just gonna tell you who he is, and I want y'all to go look up the video because I don't even want to put it on there. But what he's saying is such facts, and it's what I've been saying for so long. But this is my song that AI wrote. Now, I wrote the song, it just did the beat and it did the vocal. But literally, like I said, I know how to work with AI to tell it how to do it. So they didn't write this rap for me. They didn't write it. They just mastered it. They took all the words I gave it and they turned it into it. I think it came out pretty dope. It's called Cerebral Weaponry. It's a female version.
The roof, I build with heavy artillery. My cerebral is the weaponry, connecting masculine and feminine for soul's divinity. The de facto system's obsolete, a trick they couldn't run on me. I'm in my highest frequency, a sovereign entity. Yeah, this cipher's pure momentum. We came to elevate the mental. We came to elevate the mental. Word. We came to elevate the mental. Word up.
That's my female version, right?
Our books have been
that's my female version.
I build with
this is, let's see. Oh, I didn't put that one up. But they did a female version. So I was like, no, I need it to be a girl. Because it was a guy at first. The guy got it in too. I got to give it to him. The guy did do his thizzle, let me say. He did his thing, right? Let me go to my fella. Let me see what my fella talking about. There we go. So I'm gonna let y'all hear this one. It's only 30 seconds, and then I'm out.
I'm built with heavy artillery. My cerebral's the weaponry, connecting masculine and feminine for soul's divinity. The de facto system's obsolete, a trick they couldn't run. I'm in my highest frequency, a sovereign entity. Yeah. This cipher's pure momentum. We came to elevate the mental. My vibration is the testament, the message that I sent. We came to elevate the mental. Word. We came to elevate the mental.
30 seconds. What? I said, AI, you better come on now. Y'all writing for folks now. But I had fun with it. You know, I was like, yeah, let me do me a little conscious rap. Take me back to the 90s, the 80s. Wherever you need to take me, but just take me back to some consciousness. Right? So that was fun to play with. As I said, y'all, these babies are angry. They've been hurt. Now, I don't care if you think you're the perfect parent. Somewhere your children feel like they were hurt by you. Just because you don't see it don't mean they don't feel it. Don't what I would say is don't discount their feelings. But because they didn't see it from your lens, because maybe your story is different, maybe your reasoning is different than what they can ever, really come to grips with. But we got to know they are, and they're hurting so bad that they're willing to get up out of here. They are returned souls and spirits that is like, look, whatever. So the love we got to spread, first of all, we have to show up in love toward each other. It's our problem. It's our duty as a people, as copper, black, whatever you want to call yourself being. As these people here that look like me and you, that belongs on this land, we got to do better. We got to do better. Because there's no organization. There's no organizing anything with us. Like I said, unless it's a party. That's about all the organizing it's going to give. But other than that, Garvey said it best. Our biggest problem is disorganization. There's no organization in anything. Whether it's a nonprofit or profit, there's no organization. People are just looking for a profit to put in their pocket and carry it around. And not only just that profit, but the profit off of the people. And anytime you're not showing up to these places to put money in these people's pocket, you're the bad person. Because I don't want to keep giving you my hard-earned money. It's crazy. We don't have the patience anymore. We must have those patience. Those principles are important. You know what I'm saying? Those principles are way important. So we gotta be what we say we are. And everyone's showing who they are. As they say, when they show you who they are, believe them. Stop going back for more abuse. Whether it's your family or not, stop going back for the abuse. That's why it's good to learn to be alone. It's good to learn to sit with yourself. Because now when that lockdown goes down, and most of these people that ain't never been alone gonna have to be alone, they're really not gonna do well with themselves. Because you should have been doing the work before. You really should have been. You should have been working on self. Not seeing what everyone else is doing. You can be aware of that. But you really need to be in deep meditation, finding yourself. Because you can project how you feel on anybody. But when you're projecting out, it's something you're dealing within yourself. There's something you ain't comfortable with. And that's not the other person's problem. That's really your problem. And that's for anybody. Celebrity, grand sheik, sibling, family, whatever. Friend, foe, whatever. A soldier never knows his strength. The only way he knows his strength is by them foes. And we fight many foes. And we don't just fight foes here on this plane. We fight foes on the soul plane too. You're going to have to fight many of them. They're going to look like you. They might be your cousin, your sister, your brother, your mama, your daddy. But these foes have to show up because the soldier ain't going to know that strength. A soldier don't. A soldier in battle don't know his strength until them foes show up. Then he starts knowing his strength, learning his strength. Oh, I know it. And when you know, you know. So when you know, be what you know. That's the best part about all of this. When you know, then be that. Don't put on for people and I want to be authentic. Even for my mate, wherever that person may be. Don't know. It got to be I don't care how great you look. That don't mean nothing to me. Because the prettiest people do the ugliest thing. For the roads to riches and diamond rings. The prettiest people do the ugliest things. So it's time. I hope y'all be all right through this. I'm going to check on y'all here and there. If you on, sometimes we may do a class, but we have some sister stuff going on. We got some divine feminine energy moving. And there's some things taking place with us that, hey, I just trust y'all will be all right. Because I'm pretty sure they about to shut all these platforms down. So y'all better get it out. Get out what you need to get out. Hope you can stand on your truth and speak your truth and say what you need to say. Because I'm telling you, this is coming to an abrupt end. It is. So when you got to go sit with yourself, you ain't going to be able to project your energy and your attitude and how you feel to no screen. Now you're going to have to do all that from within yourself. You're going to have to tap in, baby. So I trust y'all going to be all right. But from what I'm getting and what I'm getting and what's being said to me, these things are very, like, literally, it's a very thin line right now that it's going to go bleep any second. And most will be back on lockdown. Only because you didn't do the due diligence to know thyself, to put yourself in the proper place to be not a subject, but a real a living you, a living creation. So I trust you. Please protect y'all's mentals. Please protect them. Because the attack is real right now. People are going to be attacking from every angle, every corner. Sage the corners of your house. Forget what these people talking about. Don't do it. It works. Get that energy out of there. Because when you don't know how to properly smudge your home, you don't know to go in the corners. That's where everything's trapped in. That's why they make them corners. That's why they corner off everything. So they can trap in the energy. It's trapping it in. Get it out. So maybe you can have a clear head. Then that'll help you treat people better. Because you'll start treating you better. All right? So that's it. I'm about to go do some hair at midnight, but it's all good. And I hope y'all have a good night. Peace and love. You